This is Legacy Elderly Home, the home first of its kind in Uganda and East Africa, probably. We're here to work with the elderly and purposely those with physical and emotional needs, mental health, and all that. When you talk about legacy, we mean we care like family. Legacy with care. And that is who we are, the first of its kind. This is a home for all those with special needs, physical disabilities and all that, transportation, nutrition, and all that, occupational therapy, physiotherapy, and all that. So we are here for you. With Legacy, we're here to work with you because we care like family. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Dr. Ivan. Yeah, this time we are at the Legacy Elderly Homes. So that means it's a home for the elderly.
Yeah.
Please introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you, Syria. This is Ivan Senero, CEO of this home. So it's called Legacy Elderly Homes Foundation, Uganda Limited, and basically the way we hear the name, it's for the old people.
My children.
And all their social well-being, and because it looks at two things, wellness and then future plans for the elderly. So we want to prevent them getting sick, and those who are sick, we also take care of them. And those who want to take a rest, those who want to tour around, all that.
We're going to get more into that. But for those who don't know your profession and the things you're involved in, please tell them.
Quite many. I'm a board member under Ministry of Health, Allied Health, the physio board, physiotherapy board. I'm also the PE of the Rotaract Club of Italicana. I'm the vice president of the Association of Occupational Therapy. I'm an occupational therapist myself. Then, the titles are many, so others I keep forgetting. Yeah, but I'm also an addiction specialist, and especially gambling addiction. Yeah, I think that's enough for now.
Yeah, I wanted them to know, just in case we have any people who are interested in the mental health side and especially the issues of gambling and addictions. Okay, so how did you come up with this dream, this vision of the elderly home?
The vision was there for some good time, because when you go to our website and you click on the website, the lady who comes with that website was my great grandmother. So, and she died of stroke 2 years ago. So, in that moment, I saw there was need for such a home, because all the great grandkids and then the grandkids, and then also the children, they were not there. They're all busy.
Where was she?
She was in Ginger, but now when you look at us, I'm an expert in treating that because of occupational therapy. I would get access to physiotherapists and help her but I couldn't. In the area where she was, she couldn't receive all those services. And that led to her death. She died at 105 years. It would have been more because she was stronger. So it's trying to mind in my head that, we need to create something like this, whereby the seniors don't have to suffer. Lots of them are in houses alone. I will give you an example. There's an old lady who only gave birth to 4 boys. So when she got old, when you grow old, you get some complications. So these boys couldn't. Of course, that is obvious. How would you treat your mother? So such ideas of help bridge a gap of things like that. So we look at my great grandmother. She was in a home, and even the person who was supposed to take care of her, who was my mother, was also busy doing it. And now, when you're busy, this person needs to be turned every now and then. She even reached the point of developing mental illness, forgetting, dementia, and people didn't have that expertise. So such a home can bridge that gap. Yes.
Because I know there are so many elderlies who are sick, and sometimes people have maybe the finances, but they don't know where to get the help that they need. So how long have you been here? When did you start this project?
It's now 1 year, but the unique feature of our home, it has that wing of medical care, and we are fully registered with the medical council. Our license, I think, is getting out soon, I think 2-3 weeks from now. So, and then we have also the care side. The nurses are there 24/7. When one goes, another one comes, others coming, like the care is 24/7. So that's the unique bit of it. And then also we have the wellness sector, which deals with the wellness of the elderly.
Give us more
exercise, nutrition. We could have tips. I think in the future we shall make videos of tips how elders should live and prolong their lives. We don't want to see our old people die early. I don't know if you get the point. Our old people are dying early. By 60 they are dead. But when you go to China, people die at 90. So that's what we are here to promote. So not only in this home, but even those who are in their homes and other places, we shall come there either through internet or physically, we shall reach them. And then also we are looking at exploring the environment. I'm quite sure that most people who are old haven't explored Uganda. So we're having that bit of also tourism. You could say we want to go to maybe Fort Portal, only the elderly. We don't expect young people to be there. So it's only for the old to have experiences they didn't have. And then also we have programs coming of retirement. How do you prepare yourself for retirement?
So it's like coaching, what is it like?
Yes, and if you look at Ugandans, literally, they don't prepare for retirement. And I think there was research, I don't remember where I quoted this. Many people die 5 years after retiring from work.
This is what I was telling my mom today.
Yes, they do. So we are trying to bring all those programs on board so that we help the nation. So we have a very wide
very broad
vision. Yes.
Okay. So what about people who have their people at home and maybe they want to be with them but they need nurses to come, like home care?
Yeah, we also have that. Yes, we are going to actually start offering it, and in case anyone needs, because we want to have experts in elderly care, delivering care. And then in the future we look at a collaboration with some university in London to I think provide materials and expertise to educate certain people, especially nurses, on how to take care of the elderly. So when the partnerships are coming in, then we are going to actually expand more bigger. Yes.
Okay, so when I bring my person here, did you said you offer all kinds of care. So whether the person is sick, whether the person is healthy,
Of course.
you deal with all that.
Yes. I'll give you an example. Some people will come and they just want to monitor their vitals. They just come to, just need to take my blood pressure. Because when you look at certain machines out there, they might give you accurate readings. So you come here, we have a better machine. Just take it and that's it. Things like that. So it's a home for all the elderly in Uganda. Not young people, only the elderly. And then you have those ones who are addicted to drugs and alcohol.
Elderly people?
Yes. Actually, there are many. There are many.
Okay, first let's define a elderly. From what are the ages you're talking about when you say elderly?
When you go to, in London, they say 50. I mean 55 above. When you go to the US, it is 60 and above. But for us Ugandans, we want to also follow our British, how should I say?
Counterparts?
Yes. So we're also looking at 55 and above. So as long as you clock 55, you're already an old person.
Do you know what I was thinking? I was thinking like 80 and beyond.
No. It's 55 and beyond. Because by 55 now we expect you to start preparing for retirement. And if you don't, you have mental health issues. In our team we have even a psychiatrist, the psychiatric clinic officer. So our services are called.
So what are some of the challenges you have seen that people who have not prepared for retirement are facing?
A lot. You know, we don't prepare for retirement. One of the things that come with that is stress. And stress literally becomes depression with time. You know, the people you find dead in their beds, they're dead. I didn't plan this, I didn't plan this. You see, when someone tells you you're going to retire at 60 and you're 30, it feels like there's time.
Yeah, there's time.
There's no time. The time it's like a blink of an eye. If you look at when COVID happened, 2020. Now, this is 2025. And we already, this is 5 years later. It feels like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
So we need people to start preparing for their retirement. And we shall bring all those education materials for that. How would you prepare for retirement? And we shall reach out to those corporate companies who are, phasing out some workers who are now retired. You find someone retiring, but still they are asking for contracts to keep working because they didn't prepare for retirement.
But in Uganda, as you can see, people, even in our leaderships, people never retire.
Yes, and that's what we want to work on. It doesn't look good when someone who is, for example, 55 is competing for a job with someone who is 25 or 30. Those are some of the things we want to enlighten people about so that, it becomes better, better. Yes.
I watched this documentary about the blue zones. And some of the things they talk about in terms of living longer are diet, having purpose, like not losing your purpose in life. So let's say someone has lost their job. To most people, their job is their purpose. How do you now recreate a purpose for someone who has no job?
I'll give you an example of this home. We try to put certain activities like rearing chicken, rabbits, doing some gardening. I think you've seen those people doing some gardening there. Yeah, so purpose doesn't mean the thing you've been doing before. You've been a teacher, you need to be a teacher until as someone grows, there's need to change certain aspects of life. I would feel good if my farm kept on growing until I go into retirement, because I would feel good at a farm than being in healthcare for the rest of my life. So purpose has to keep changing, but someone has to remain productive from when they are born until when they die. And that's for sure what we have to do. And we have to give them that purpose, you know. And for example, we are planning that a trip to Western Uganda. And trust me, we shall even bring some research materials with it. We look at when someone goes for a tour and they're old, does it add on their livelihood, their purpose? And of course it does, but we want to look at the Ugandan aspect. Does it happen? Does it, you know? Those are some of the things we want to do. Yeah.
So what is the demand right now for these elderly homes?
The demand is quite high. The challenge is people don't know where to find such services. I think they're limited in the country. People usually look at the sick ones, the ones who need palliative care, the ones who have dementia, but even other normal old people, they need services like this. Especially those tours we are going to start, and soon they will be on air. We shall prepare them for the old people. And trust me, it will be like someone has said to me, and it feels like it's we're going back to school if we're old. Something like we're touring. I'm like, school was a system, and now we're also trying to bring a system for the old. Because currently, if you ask someone who's old at home, what do you do? From morning to evening. Yes.
Reading newspapers, watching TV.
Now, that's someone is going to die early because their body is getting weak. I usually tell people to read something about sitting disease. The more you sit, the more you're going to die quickly.
I heard that sitting is worse than smoking.
Of course, it is worse. Sitting disease is worse than smoking. So you want to keep these old people active. And that's why you have an occupational therapist in the center to keep them engaged and achieve something. Yeah.
So you had told me that you went to Mbara and people were even asking for these services. So do you plan on expanding to other areas as well where you feel that demand is?
That's our plan. And for sure we shall have a branch in Mbara for the elderly still, and across the country in the future. That's why you see we are called legacy elderly homes. The intention was not to have one. We are going to spread out in the country because we know these services are needed in the country.
So for your clients who have been here, what are the positive things they say about being in a community with people their age?
I'll give an example. If you sit among, I don't know your age, okay, you know your age bracket, but if you sit among young people, how do you feel?
You feel good, you feel energized. Me, I do.
Like these kids who are 13, 15,
okay,
and you live amongst them and you're the only one who is old. How do you feel?
Well, okay, that hasn't happened, so I don't know, but usually I like...
Okay, let me take it to the extreme. If you sit with old people, like 15 of them, and you're the only one, how do you feel?
I think I'll be a bit bored, depending on what's going on.
That's what happens with those people. If you look at them, I'll give an example of my great-grandmother. Every time people would want to do their things, she would say, these people don't like me. And yet they wanted to do their own stuff because that is their, active
so she
age.
needed attention.
So she needed, and that attention wasn't there. And every time I used to go for holidays, she would like me more because I would give her a lot of time. And she used to like me a lot. Actually, when I was going back to school, she would give me a lot of money. Like, yeah, you're my friend. So they have their special needs. It's a special group of people. And that's why I'm quite sure that the Minister of Gender, I think, there's a certain minister who is, I think Minister of the Elderly, will, I think, hear our calling. This is needed in the whole country. It's not supposed to be in Kampala alone. It's in the whole country. These people need certain type of care. Now, when you're in a group of people, you're in the same age. It causes something called altruism. You're like in a group, you're doing the same things. You're talking about the same things we've gone through. If you look at me, when you tell me about Museveni's war, Idi Amin, now that's nonsense to me. Now for them, when they start to talk about certain things, it gives you a sense of belonging and all that. And then when you look at, even you look at addiction centers, that's why this one could be one of the best for all people. You find addiction center, because the young population is more addicted to these drugs. Now we find they're like 3 among 40. And you find them also seated just in their corner because they're out of place. They don't have that sense of belonging. Now when they come here, there's a sense of belonging. Like, okay, I'm with my fellow people. So we can, jazz and talk about things. Yeah.
Friendships, loneliness.
How can you be a friend with someone who is fellow and
Okay, that can be hard.
Yeah,
So what about this? How do you deal with this stigma we have as Africans? Of course, we have been raised to take care of our elderly. Now you are saying some of us can take our parents to these homes. There is this thing of, how can you abandon your parent in a care home?
We are giving them reasons why they should bring them. For example, sense of belonging. Trust me, we're in a changing world. We didn't have hospitals in Uganda in 1800. Now with the changing world, now we have, I think over 10,000 hospitals. And even these care homes haven't been in Uganda, but since we are moving towards industrialization of the country, trust me, no one will be willing to stay home with their parent when they're not earning anything. They rather go and earn something, put some into rehab, maybe a home for their parents, and then also remain with some, rather than completely killing their time to go and care for their parents. So it's a changing world. And if people are doubting this, let's give it 10 years. Would you leave your work?
I can see the need, but mostly for those who are sick. Not that the other needs are not there, because everyone is different. They're saying people are getting lonelier and lonelier because of phones, because of just life. Some people are not getting married. So let's say I can see the need coming, because if you have no family or your children have traveled, who is going to be there?
Actually, that's now another group. People are traveling and leaving the country. And then someone called me and like, I want to leave my mother somewhere safe. Somewhere safe. And of course, that's what they're doing.
Yeah, and you can't be there for your parents.
Now you're in US, how will you take care? Those are the needs I'm talking about. It's actually really needed in the country. Not only in Kampala, but we shall spread out in the whole country.
So the way I'm saying it's a mix of economic.
Yeah, everything is now economic.
It's making things change. So
yes. In the next, I think, 20 years, someone will not be able to care for their parents. So now, this home, I'm also not yet old, but literally I've made it for myself also.
You reminded me of my grandma. She had dementia, and at some point she would, like if the gate was open, she would go and would have to start looking for her. So I really see how we need these homes, because you can't always be there.
That is it. So how will you keep that person? And for us, we are here to provide the service. The security is there, the nurses are there, like carers are there to look at this person 24/7. Yeah. So the need is actually there, and of course it is high. It's going to keep increasing every other day.
It's just that there's a bit of guilt, but
I know guilt is there, but it's a fact. It is reality. We can't run away from reality. If such a home was there, I'm quite sure my great grandmother would still be here. Because they left her in bed. Okay, my family members tried to care for her, but they were all busy. They would send certain nurses to go there and check on her, but someone would lie that she was there, yet she wasn't there. So So the home was, if I knew it was there such a home, you take her there. They just keep paying.
So what are your costs like? Because I saw you have a range of rooms. They are, okay, because every room is like a step ahead of the other. So it's like there's VIP, there's...
No, we based on someone's mobility. Someone can maneuver steps and what. Then we look at someone's condition. Now there's my colleague who said, I'm going to bring my mother just for weekends.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes, just for weekends, to just because she's lonely at home. So every weekend his plan, I think it's starting next week, to just bring the mother to just be here with fellow old people, and then by Sunday evening takes her back. So the needs vary. They're not the same. And then you look at someone who needs a wheelchair now, that one's so different. So we look at the needs. And if you need extra services like nutrition, therapy, now your bill keeps going high. But just resting, interacting with people, having maybe goat roasting, or now that one becomes normal.
Okay, the goat roasting sounds nice. So what is the oldest person you have and the youngest person you have right now, the age?
Now, since we also have in the outpatient, the ages all ages are there. Yes, all of them are there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meaning that from 55 onwards,
Yes.
different people are coming.
Even 50, because you find someone who has taken alcohol at 50 years, they look like they are 60.
Because
Or even 70 because of the alcohol. So
ages.
we are now, varying. Yeah. But as you see, the environment, very cold.
Anything else you want to talk about, to tell people about your home, maybe to welcome them to come and have a look?
We welcome visitors. They can come and check it out.
So where are you located?
It's in Bunamwaya. The zone is called the Ngome zone, but it's in Bunamwaya town. That is Maki, Yesabagao, Wakeso district. Just 13 kilometers from the city center, so it's not far. People could come and pass by, look at it, and then they look at our services, because we don't just say things, we add them. We have the nurses, we have the therapists, we have the clinic officers, like all the services are there. You can come and look at our garden, look at our shares, look at the setup, and then you will appreciate that, this is something we need in the country. Even when you bring your parent, you're like, you need to stay here.
So all meals are catered for,
Of course.
everything.
So they have balanced diet. We even have a clinical nutritionist.
Okay, so if you're diabetic and you come, you get a special diet.
Of course, they cook different meals for different people. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much for this information. For those of you who are out there and you have elderly who need these services, you're so busy, maybe they are sick, maybe someone's having memory issues, maybe you just want to come and see what a place like this looks like in case you get to that age and you're like, maybe me myself, I want to check myself into an elderly home and have a community because my children are not in the country or they are busy with their lives. This would be a nice place. I think I will put the contact so that you can, and the website so that you can contact Doctor directly. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Have a nice day.
Thank you.